We got Lemon Grove's very own, straight out of San Diego, man, Rob Stone in the building. What up, brother?
What's happening?
It's Frankie and Tati. Dude, album. We're excited, man. It came out on the 20th.
Yeah, don't wait for it. Yeah, it's just me, you know what I mean? Rob Stone today. You know what I mean? Everything I am, everything I'm growing to be, and everything I've grown to be so far.
So you had mentioned earlier, we were talking to you earlier, and you were saying that you kind of battled with the label. And what was it, if that's not too much to ask, like what exactly, is it more so the creative, or, you know, sometimes labels want you to keep on going out instead of being in the studio? What was it exactly that you kind of...
I mean, they just wanted to push Chill Bill and milk Chill Bill for everything, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what it was.
And like they wanted more music, but then they didn't want to pay for it, you know what I mean? Like the price went up, you know what I mean? Like, basically, and like, yeah, it was just we couldn't reach an agreement. All they wanted to do was just push Chill Bill, and then, you know, so like all the rest of my music was just blocked. Like I couldn't drop any other music. I mean, I could put it on SoundCloud, but I reached a certain level, so people were starting to look for me on Spotify and iTunes. So it was just like I was just in like a long block.
So now you're independent. You trying to stay independent? Do you want labels to hear this, see this, hear this music that's coming out and try to grab you again?
I mean, I'll sign with a major if the bag is right. I mean, I know how to protect myself legally. That's how I got out of my last deal.
He's a free agent. Looking for a good organization right now.
I mean, but I'm definitely happy, independent, you know what I mean?
So let me ask you, as an independent artist, if I'm not overstepping the boundaries, the bulk of your money then comes from the streaming, the appearances, the festivals?
Appearances, like shows, hitting the road is definitely like the most money. And I mean, like, if you got a solid fan base, like merch, you know what I mean, stuff like that, like feeding your fans, really.
Yeah,
that's what you were saying earlier.
But as an independent, I mean, you get all your money if you're like selling your music, you know what I mean? So
right.
As an independent, it sounds like you also get to make a lot of your own choices. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can decide where you're going, who you're hanging, you know what I mean, what city you're gonna be in, instead of them making your schedule for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's not as bad though, because then they set you up with like a lot of dope shit, you know. Oops, my bad.
That's okay. This could be sworn on. You can say
yeah, this one's different from earlier.
Right
yeah, earlier we were like, make sure you tell Rob, but this one's good. You're good.
Yeah, but they could like set you up with a lot of dope shit, so like it's cool, you know what I mean? But like it's definitely like, I don't know, like how you say, the freedom, like to just like work with who I want to work with and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's pros and cons to being with a major. I'll say.
So we have to ask, and Frankie I think was going to, but I'll take the reins on this one. You know, there was a certain artist that came into town, and they said that your people were behind it, and I was like, look at that smile. I just can't see him being like, get him. I mean, because look at you. So I mean, really, you're just like the nicest guy. Like,
yeah, I'm real chill, man.
You are chill. That's why. So when it went down and your name came up, I was in disbelief. Can you speak on that?
I'm gonna just say shout out to my fans, because it seems to be a wild fan out there.
You didn't have to, right? So it wasn't you. It was just them feeling like they had to defend.
I was at the crib.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? But
are you tired of answering that question? I'm sorry, I had to bring it up.
Nah, I feel like, you know what I mean, people need to know what happened, because a lot of people think like they just got their side of the story. You know what I mean? Like they don't know that them fools was like posting my son and shit like that. But you know what I mean?
Come after your cub, you Papa Bear.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I mean, I've talked to X since then.
So yeah, I was gonna ask you that, because A Boogie came in yesterday, and of course he has his beef with Lil B, and they closed it off. They got on the phone. Lil B said, we're good. So you and X, you talked it through. You're good?
Yeah, we've talked it through.
And we'll leave it at that.
He was like, none your business. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
So about the album, though, we heard a couple of cuts. You had a track with Gucci Mane.
Yeah, man, Smash.
Yeah,
Smash is definitely a crazy record. Seems to be like one of the favorites off the album. But yeah, it was just just an honor to be able to get Gucci on the record. You know what I mean?
And then the other track we heard,
I liked it, the one with Cash Passion. You said
highlight.
That's the one he was like, you guys need to put out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need no record label. I'm gonna be my label. This is the song you're gonna be playing.
Highlight.
So that's the one that you feel like is the one that's got to hit radio first.
Definitely. I mean, like, it's the whole sound. I mean, everything. I mean, yeah, Highlight is definitely the one, like, that'll go, like, and it gives me the same feeling like with Chill Bill, because Chill Bill was successful at urban and rhythmic stations, you know what I mean? I feel like Highlight could do the same.
What's next for Rob Stone? Album's coming out, you're promoting this, but like, what's next for Rob Stone? From San Diego, we were talking to Mitchie Slick earlier in the week as well. It's like San Diego music needs to come up, and you're kind of like the dude doing it right now. So what's next for Rob Stone?
First and foremost, be looking for the squad. 1207. I've been working on my stuff, and I got more projects coming, but I'm really trying to like put on for the homies right now and put on for my squad. So I like Malik Burgers and Tom Cruise, like they're all over my album, Don't Wait For It. Malik probably got like 3 or 4 features. Tom Cruise has 3 features on it, so I want people to really hear them, you know what I mean? And then right now we're about to Malik does all his own stuff, you know, I don't really have to help him, but we're really about to like just put it together and like really move all of us.
Let me ask you something, because I don't know. I mean, I'm in the radio world, so I don't know how this all works out. You're independent now. You're not with a label, and you're putting on your boys, your friends. So is it something that you look into in the future to do your own label and maybe get people through?
I mean, we got a label right now.
Well, what I mean is, because you said earlier, we were talking about the whole free agent. So if somebody else I don't know how this goes. If they pick you up, right, does everybody come along with that deal, or is it like, how does that work?
Yeah, I'm definitely like, rather than like trying to get myself like an independent artist deal, I would like be shooting for like a partnership with my label, like including me and my artists. That's why like I got the homies on myself. You know what I mean? So when they hear me, they hear them.
See, and that's what I was saying earlier. You put them on and you co-sign for them, then we look out for more of what they got coming out.
And straight out of San Diego. And I'll tell you again, sticking to San Diego real quick, it's cool to see Rob Stone doing this thing from San Diego, repping San Diego too, because I know lots of artists, they move to LA, they move on. It's like, yeah, I was born in San Diego, but I'm from, you know, no, Rob Stone, I asked you earlier, I go, you still live in San Diego? Like, hell yeah, I live in San Diego.
Always, man.
But it's cool to see you're strong repping it. Mitchie Slick, strong repping San Diego, because that's what San Diego needs, is artists like you and Mitchie bringing that culture, bringing that music to life here.
I got a mommy question for you.
Okay.
How does Baby Boy know who you are? Like, does he even have any inkling of who you are?
I think so. I mean, he sees me, like, I have magazines, like, I'm on the cover, like, of the Reader I have at my house, and like he sees like all the videos, and like he hears my music, you know what I mean? And then like now he's starting to like understand when I'm leaving, you know what I mean? He still doesn't like all the way get it. He's still like a little baby, but he definitely knows, like, there's something to know him, like my dad, like for sure he knows dad's on some next level.
You ever bring him out with all your, you know, to any performances? Because
definitely.
You do? Oh, okay. Because sometimes
he usually falls asleep.
Right. See, it's like, I'm not here for all this, Dad. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
You do your thing. Well, that's cool. That's cool that you get to include him and all that. Because sometimes, you know, I always wonder, how do you balance that? Like, how do you balance, you know, the girl, the kid, you know, pushing this new album? You're going to be busy.
I mean, it's a lot. Feel like, I don't know. It's just a lot that you got to deal with, and just try, like you said, try to find the balance. You know what I mean? I'll be spazzing out sometimes, like, to myself, you know what I mean? But I always get through it, like, you know what I mean?
There was an artist that said recently, he was like, I'm tired. Like, he almost didn't come up on stage. He's like, I'm just tired, you know? And
I be feeling that way, like, when stuff ain't going right, you know what I mean? Because it's just a lot of, like, bullshit and, like, just a lot of, like, snakes in the game. Like,
you know, it's weird that you said that. It's not like, weird, but it's like,
up shit.
Everybody sees Rob Stone, the artist, and Rob Stone making music, but very few see Rob Stone before Rob Stone's on stage. All the stuff you gotta
and then, like, you know what I mean? Like,
having kids.
I'm the only one that's really, like, super lit here, so, you know, like, I gotta deal with everybody's fucking opinion here. Like, you know what I mean? I deal with, you know what I mean? Every single person from San Diego has an opinion on Rob Stone.
Of course.
What Rob Stone's doing, you know what I mean? There's only one Rob Stone.
Rob Stone's doing Rob Stone, and that's what matters most.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Well, we think you're amazing. Yeah. We're glad that you took some time out and stopped into the studio. You always make time for us, so we're always happy to see you.
I have to. Like, how to show you guys love.
And
congratulations.
Not to cut you off, but you stopped by one of Tati's events one time, and she was like, "Yo, Rob Stone
that's it, fan for life."
He came over, like, that's my dude.
Like, you rolled up to the taco shop with your dad, and I was like, "This is not really." And you were like, "Yeah, this is my neighborhood. This is what I'm gonna do." I heard you guys are out here, and you guys are giving away tickets and stuff, so I'm gonna be here.
You're family to us.
Yeah, so I mean, that is really cool. That's some down to earth stuff that you don't see from many artists. You know, they reach a level of success, and we feel like you've reached that, but yet you're still making time. So thank you for that.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wait for it in stores now, out there to download, whatever. Get that. Rob Stone, San Diego's very own. Frankie and Tati, JAMN 95.7. Thank you for kicking it, bro.
Thank you.